Now that we have a lot of practice making branches and switching between them, let's tackle merging branches, one of the essential features of working with branches. So the whole idea here is that with branches, we can work within the self-contained context, we can work on different things in parallel, but usually we want to incorporate some of what we've done into another branch, right? We don't just work in a separate context and continue to work in a new separate context every time we work on something. We need to combine some of the stuff we're doing. If you're working on a feature and I'm working on a feature and we work at the same company, at some point, if both of those features are goes, they're good features, we want to incorporate them, you're going to need to merge your feature into some branch that I can get, and I need to merge my feature into some branch that you can get. And then sometimes we do just abandon a branch and we don't merge it. But if things go well, a lot of the time we combine work from one branch into another. So there's a command we use called git merge. I'll show it in just a moment. But as I've said a couple of times, a really common workflow is to treat the master branch or the main branch or whatever you call it. Some people call it trunk. Whatever you call that branch, a lot of people treat it as the source of truth or the most stable build of an application where you don't want to screw anything up. You don't do any experiments on master. So people work on a feature branch, and then that work can then be incorporated back into the master branch if it's deemed appropriate. It's solid and it's gone through some different checks and people like it, they can merge it back into master. But the work itself is done on a feature branch. So everybody at X company works on their own feature branch for each feature and then potentially merges them back into master. So there's a couple of things that can be confusing about merging. And basically, I try and boil it down to these two principles. We merge branches, not specific commits. So we don't pick one commit and a second commit and join them together. We merge branches. And the second piece is that we always merge based on the current head branch. We merge to where we are, to where head is. So here's a simple example. I have two branches in this example, a master branch and a bug fix branch. And on this bug fix branch, you can see down here, I have some commits, right? I have diverged, I've made a new branch from master, and I've added two commits as I'm fixing this bug. And it's now time for me to merge that work into master. So I want these two commits, I want all of that work available on master. So the workflow here is to first switch or check out the branch that we want to merge the changes into. We need to move over to the receiving branch. So I'm trying to merge these commits into master. I need to switch to master. So that's what I do. Git switch master, head now points to master. And then the second step is to actually use the git merge command. And I'll show you an actual demo of this in the next video, but for now we're dealing with slides. So we use git merge and then some branch name, and that will merge changes from this branch into the current branch that we're on. So this right here, git merge bug fix, will take the commits from bug fix and merge them into whatever branch we're on, which in these diagrams is master. So we switch to master, and then I run git merge bug fix. And you can see that master is now pointing at this commit. So it went from there to there. Now this is a very simple type of a merge. The rest of this section deals with other types. Here's a easier way to visualize this, right? These colors in this diagonal line are just to help visually separate these branches for you. But really, they're just commits with different pointers at different commits, right? It's just a chain of these commits, at least with the way this branch works. We had master, we branched off to bug fix and did two commits. Now, all that we did when we merged was catch up. We moved master up to that same commit. This is called a fast forward merge because that's all we had to do. For this branch to catch up, it just fast forwarded a couple of commits. There wasn't additional work on the master branch. Now, sometimes that will be the case. So there'll be additional commits over here that don't exist on bug fix, and that is trickier to merge, and that's what we're going to spend some time talking about. But for our first example, we're dealing with these fast forward merges. So you have two branches, and one of the branches just has additional commits that the first branch doesn't have. So to catch up, it's just a matter of moving that pointer forward. So that's what the git merge command does in this example. So git merge bug fix, if we're on the master branch, moves that pointer up to bug fix. So now master has all that history. It has the work that it had from before, but also the work from bug fix. Okay? So again, this is called a fast forward merge. They're nice and simple. In the next video, I'm going to demonstrate one and we'll get some practice with our playlist example.